Bobby Darin was a man who seemed unstoppable, a singer, songwriter, and entertainer who conquered pop, jazz, rock, and even country music. From his early hits like Splish Splash to the timeless Mack the Knife, he was a musical chameleon, constantly reinventing himself. But behind the glitz and glamour, Darin was hiding a shocking secret, one that would eventually lead to his untimely death at just 37 years old. What really happened to Bobby Darin? Was it a tragic twist of fate, or was his death inevitable? Today we'll uncover the truth behind the illness that haunted his life, the shocking revelation that changed everything, and the final days of this legendary performer. If you enjoy historical mysteries like this, click that subscribe button to keep up with our future releases. To understand the tragedy of Bobby Darin's death, we first need to understand who he was. Born Walden Robert Casado on May 14, 1936 in the Bronx, New York, Darin grew up in a tough neighborhood during the Great Depression. As a child, he was frail and sickly, but despite his health struggles, he was determined to become a star. He taught himself multiple instruments and pursued music with an intensity that would define his career. In 1958, Darin burst onto the scene with his first big hit, Splish Splash, a fun, upbeat song that showcased his playful side. But he wasn't just a teen idol, he proved his versatility with the Grammy-winning Mack the Knife, a jazzy, sophisticated number that became his signature song. As the years went by, Darin expanded into acting, earning an Academy Award nomination, and even dabbled in folk and protest music. But behind the success, his body was failing him. Bobby Darin had always known he had health issues, but what he didn't know was that his entire life had been built on a lie. For most of his life, he believed his mother was Polly Casado, a woman he lovingly referred to as his sister's mother. But in 1968, when he was in his early 30s, he discovered a shocking truth. The woman he thought was his sister Nina was actually his mother, and the woman he called his mother was actually his grandmother. This revelation devastated Darin. He had already been dealing with heart problems, but now his sense of identity was shaken. He retreated from the spotlight, grew a beard, and began soul-searching, even leaving mainstream pop music for more introspective folk songs. But Bobby Darin's real battle wasn't with his identity, it was with his own body. As a child, he had suffered rheumatic fever multiple times, which severely damaged his heart. Though he didn't know it at the time, this condition left him with a weakened heart valve, making him more susceptible to heart disease. By the time he reached his 30s, Darin's health was in rapid decline. He suffered from chronic fatigue, shortness of breath, and struggled to keep up with the high-energy performances that had made him famous. In 1971, at just 35 years old, he underwent open heart surgery to replace a faulty heart valve. Though his surgery kept him alive, it was only a temporary fix. Despite his health struggles, Bobby Darin refused to slow down. He continued performing, though his once powerful voice was growing weaker. In 1973, his health took another turn for the worse. His heart was failing, and doctors warned him that without another surgery, he wouldn't survive much longer. But Darin, knowing the risks, delayed treatment. That same year, he made one final television appearance on The Tonight Show starring Johnny Carson, where he looked noticeably frail. His final performance was at the Las Vegas Hilton, where he sat on a stool rather than moving around the stage as he once did. In 1973, after failing to take antibiotics to protect his heart before a routine dental visit, Bobby Darin developed sepsis, an overwhelming systematic infection. the infection further weakened his already fragile body and affected one of his heart valves, making his condition even more critical. On December 11th of that year, Darin checked himself into Cedars of Lebanon Hospital in Los Angeles for another round of open heart surgery. This time, doctors planned to repair the 2 artificial heart valves he had received in January 1971. On December 20th, he underwent the procedure, and at first it seemed successful. But in the recovery room, Darin's heart suddenly stopped. He had suffered a massive heart attack. Doctors tried to revive him for over an hour, but at 6:10 p.m., Bobby Darin was pronounced dead. He was just 37 years old. Bobby Darin's death was a tragic end to a life filled with ambition, talent, and resilience. His heart had simply given out after years of wear and tear, but his legacy lives on. Even though he was taken too soon, his music continues to inspire generations. Songs like Mack the Knife, Dream Lover, and Beyond the Sea remain classics, proving that his talent was timeless. But one question remains. If Darin had taken better care of his health, could he have lived longer? Or was his fate sealed from the moment he was born with a weak heart? Bobby Darin's story is a reminder that even the brightest stars can burn out too soon. His talent, charm, and determination made him one of the greatest entertainers of his era. But in the end, not even fame and fortune can outrun time. So what do you think? Was Bobby Darin's death just a medical tragedy? Or was it a destiny he could never escape? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into music legends and their untold stories. Until next time, keep questioning, keep exploring, and never stop seeking the truth. Thank you for watching.
Arriving in Los Angeles to begin a 4-day honeymoon after a midnight wedding in Elizabeth, New Jersey, are actress Sandra Dee and singer Bobby Darin. Each of them is an idol of teenagers across the nation. They first announced their engagement after completing production in Rome as co-stars with Rock Hudson and Gina Lollobrigida, UI's new film come September.